Poke free. Here's a chance. It's Lomberg. Lomberg scores! The most unlikely overtime guy you could pick on this roster. Ryan Lomberg wins it for the Panthers.
Face-off, puck control. Now watch top right of your screen. Just a little nudge ahead by Vetrano. And Victor Hedman trying to hold the line. He's looking at the puck. By the time he turns, Lomberg's already well by him. And he makes the play on the...
It's held in by Ben Sherratt. Centering pass for Hagee. He scores! Carter Verhaeghe wins it in overtime. And the Florida Panthers are on their way to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
He's won 18 out of his 25 faceoffs tonight. It's cleared away by Marchand. Marchand has to let it go. Stopped by Bobrovsky at the buzzer. Hold each other up. Marchand missed Zacha at the point. He was moving toward the middle. Marchand thought he would stay along the boards. Allmark turned it over. Bouncing puck. They score! Matthew Tkachuk wins it in overtime. A misplay by Boston, reminiscent of Game 2.
Starts in the Boston end. Marchand thinks Bergeron is there. They've changed. There's not the right-hander, there's the left-hander. The puck comes all the way down the board. Allmark tries to do too much with this puck. He wants to reverse it up the boards rather than shoot it here on his forehand. And he ends up pushing it onto Verhaeghe's stick. Matthew Tkachuk with plenty of time to go around the fall.
The period for the Panthers. 1-3 in front. They score! The long-time minor leaguer with the biggest goal of his life. And the game is tied at 4. Passes through seams. A nice job by the defenseman to be involved in this pass, as it's going to be a second opportunity back out in front of the net. And there's Zach Dalton. Across. Now moving to the side of the net. The wraparound save. Rebound. He scores! The immediate response from Tkachuk. Guess what? We're tied again. 5-5. Is Matthew Tkachuk. And this is just a simple play to the goal line. And Tkachuk here with a goalie. Not lucky there. 3 power play goals tonight for the Bruins. Bruins unable to clear. Lows to Reed, and a shot. He scores! That's to Lows to Reed. 6-5 Florida. They will not go away. For the Boston Bruins, they're just trying to connect to get that puck out. But that's just his. Turning away from it, check. Got it to Marchand. Marchand back across the shot. Puck up, save rebound. Doesn't go. Down the ice and into the net. They score! Long-range bullseye by the Panthers. And they have a 2-goal lead with just 28 seconds remaining. Reinhart celebrating at the bench. Good is there in support. Bobrovsky with that initial save. And then Reinhart with the perfect carom in this game. A lot of... they've ended the game, Jody. They're going to let the time run off the clock. They say cats have 9 lives. Paul Maurice's bunch using some of them, but they are alive and kicking in this series.
Far side for Hagee. To the top, Barkov. Barkov put it in. They score! Brandon Montour! He snuck it short side on Swayman. And in the final minute, the Panthers have tied Game 7.
They are an amazingly resilient group, and it is Montour again. And as I mentioned, with the ice this late, it's not going to lay flat for fancy passes. You got to just grunt it out a little bit. Tkachuk goes back to the point. Now you're going to have to get a shot on goal. There was. And the hit a skate. Rebound goes right to the right-handed Montour. He was sagging down low, and look at him.
First one to it, Tkachuk. Hit by Carlo. Puck pops in the air, lands behind the net, right in the side of the goal. They chop away at it. Tkachuk keeping it alive. Carlo can't grab it. It comes to Verhaeghe. Turn, shoot, scores! Carter Verhaeghe! And the Panthers have eliminated the Boston Bruins.
An incredible wrist shot. You just mentioned Verhaeghe with that great regular season. That line not getting many chances in this game, and the improbable has just happened here.
Enter. Philly's got some reinforcements, and then he finds his way in. Reinhart Changing sides of the ice for Lundell. Return to Reinhart, right in front, he scores! Sam Reinhart gives the Panthers a 3-0 lead in the series. Shot to the front, and Gudas stopped and forked off there. Couple of Leafs collide, and the Panthers have numbers up ice. Radko Gudas going to the net. Cousins waits, drags, shoots, scores! Game winner! Series clincher! Nick Cousins and the Panthers are moving on!
Turnover down deep. A good play by Radko Gudas to cut that off. And then I thought at this point here, Cousins was going to drop it to Bennett. He's the late man looking for the one-timer. Cousins doesn't do that. And look at Radko Gudas go to the front of the net, cause a disturbance, and allow Cousins to score on a beautiful wrist shot right.
Brent Burns with 15. Bennett keeps the puck alive. Tkachuk with a shot. He scores! Matthew Tkachuk with 12 and 7/10 seconds remaining in overtime number 4. Bobrovsky, Tkachuk, the hero in overtime number 4.
Turnover in a neutral zone. Burns has the puck. He reverses it. It's turned over. And then a quick play from Bennett to Tkachuk. And a short side roof job by Matthew Tkachuk. And got a lot of energy now, Jonesy, after putting that puck in the OTGWG in overtime number 4.
What a prime-time performer. I mean, he just gets the job done, doesn't he? And Bennett made a heck of a play on the boards, picking that puck up on the backhand after Slavin tried to...
Now Reinhart with it, down to 10 seconds. Maybe hit the post. Coming back out in front with it is Tkachuk, who scores!
In around the net. He feels like there was a poke in there on the goaltender Anderson.
Yeah, right there. The initial play before Tkachuk lets the puck go. Now was he aided in by Pesci?
On review with Toronto, the situation room, we have a good goal.
And Carolina will try one play here off the neutral zone faceoff.
The Florida Panthers are heading to the Stanley Cup Final.
Accepting the trophy are the 2022-23 Florida Panthers.
Question every year, of course, will they touch it? Will they pick it up?
Oh, yeah, Matthew Tkachuk gave it a... It looked like he was hugging it.
How about Eric Stahl? Went to the final with Montreal 2 years ago. Did not play in the NHL last season. Now heading back. Markov, the captain, goes for a skate. Out it comes to Ekblad. Slides it across. Tkachuk! Scores!
Keep in by Barkov. Verhaeghe throws it to the front of the net. The shot blocked by White Cloud. And then Florida goes to work. And look at Matthew Tkachuk. Gets inside position on Zach White Cloud. Fortunate bounce. Second chance opportunity. And right off the camera in the net.
And what else is new, right? Tkachuk just continues to keep the Panthers alive in these playoffs. So many clutch goals.
Bennett, cross ice, shot, score!
On the first shot of overtime, ends up in the back of the net. Through the middle of the ice, Bennett with a beautiful pass. And Verhaeghe just lets a nasty wrister go right over the glove.
Speed. Cirelli looks over his shoulder. That wrister partially blocked by Montour. Out in front. Bobrovsky dives to his right with a robbery. Took one away from Dumba. What a save by Bobrovsky.
On an opportunity from Dumba, he works his way around. He's out of position, but he turns around and grabs it with his glove. Huge save from Bobrovsky. The save of the playoffs so far. No question about that. Keeps this game 2-2 late in the second.
Nice spin move by Tkachuk. Freed up to Lundell on the doorstep. Holding. Shot. Score! Verhaeghe does it again in the playoffs. The Rats fly, and Game 2 belongs to the Panthers.
There's a scramble around to keep the puck in. What a play here from Tkachuk. Little spin move off of the wall. And this puck's going to float to the front. Verhaeghe's going to pick it up and just shows tremendous patience as he puts it over Vasilevsky as he's spread out. But look at this move by Tkachuk on the wall. Spins there. Poked ahead to Verhaeghe. Patience. He waits. Puts it underneath the bar.
Turned over, Verhaeghe tries to make the drag and can't. Not around Sergachev. He's not falling for that. Loose puck side of it. They score! Florida gets the insurance goal. Who else? Barkov, the captain. His second of the game. 3-1 Panthers.
Florida with the zone entry and good second effort here in the corner by the Panthers. There's Barkov, number 16. Both him and Tkachuk playing pitch and catch in front of Vasilevsky. But watch Barkov. You mentioned driving through the middle. He does that, but he doesn't quit on the play. He gets back to the net front. So too does Matthew Tkachuk. And it's Barkov who hammers this one.
Dave Andrechuk, although he was there for the latter part of his great Hall of Fame career. But I think when it's all said and done, as of now, I'd say probably Stammer. But those guys are all in the conversation for very good reason.
And again, we're not saying it's done. This game is, and the season is. Mikkola on an empty net goal. How about 6-1 Florida? Seconds left. Second empty net goal for the Florida Panthers.
It's Mikkola.
Earn the wild card 1 spot. Florida Panthers, they won their division. And the Florida Panthers win this first round playoff series. Florida beats Tampa Bay in a postseason series for the first time ever.
Lundell with a wrister stopped by Swayman. Forsling, he scores! Gustav Forsling with 1:33 left.
And then he plays it to the middle of the ice. Center lane drive there by Forsling. Somehow, this puck eludes the goaltender on the short side. Oh, it goes through the legs of Wotherspoon and in the net behind Swayman. Very inauspicious and slow developing play there, but it did start with Matthew Tkachuk in the neutral zone.
To the corner and played back up high. 1 for 3 on the power play tonight. Down low. Score! Sam Reinhart! A power play goal! Wins it for Florida!
will control the puck. Reinhart will move into the slot. He takes that one-touch pass from Alexander Barkov. Montour to Barkov, and this puck is on and off the stick. Samson Reinhart with the game winner. And the Panthers have evened this series at 2.
He slides it ahead, hoping that Luostarinen could get there first. Luostarinen won the puck. Sutter! Score! Lundell put it out in front. And what a time for Vladimir Tarasenko to end that pointless and goalless drought. It's 2-0 Florida.
Critical key. Vladimir Tarasenko's first point of the series. Lundell gets to Miller, and as Miller tries to clear the puck, Lundell lifts his stick. This puck goes through Hedl, through Schnupp.
Rodriguez with Fogle now out of the box. They score! Evan Rodriguez threw it toward the net. Carter Verhaeghe tipped it in. And a 1-0 Florida lead.
That the first goal, if it's not a Panther goal, would be critical. The Panthers need something positive. Here's Carter Verhaeghe, 1 goal in the series. Rodriguez's shot is going about 3 feet wide. Verhaeghe deflects it out of the...
Couldn't clear. Fogle tries to walk out in front. It was Frey in the crease and played away from Harm. Here's Reinhart on the counter. Sam Reinhart scores!
A great chance at one end. Fogel's shot is stopped by Bobrovsky, and Kulikov shovels it behind the net. A quick up on the breakout by Verhaeghe, and Sam Reinhart's got all kinds of room. A miscommunication. Kulak and C.
Bouchard down low. McDavid, free puck, Hyman, and they cannot score.
David gets this puck. It's going to be loose. The strength of Forsling, the strength of Montour, and the dive of Bobrovsky.
20 seconds to go. One last gasp for Edmonton. Bouchard's pass didn't click with Draisaitl. 12 seconds to go. Florida trying to end it up against the wall, which would be fitting. 3 seconds to go. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup. For the first time in their 30-year history, the Florida Panthers are Stanley Cup champions. They made it about as hard on themselves as they possibly could, battling a valiant Edmonton team that had rallied from adversity all season long. And Paul Maurice, coaching lifer, 30 years in the National Hockey League, has his Stanley Cup. And can fully take his place now alongside the all-time coaching greats in the NHL.
And for the first time tonight, the captain who receives it is a player from Finland. Alexander Barkov, you have the honor of hoisting the Stanley Cup.
long time the most underrated player of the NHL, no longer in the pantheon of great captains who raised the Stanley Cup. Alexander Barkov, the first from Finland to do so.
Biggest question, who's the next to be passed along?
A lot of people thought it would likely be Ekblad, but it won't be. It'll be Sergei Bobrovsky. Who has completed what will surely be a Hall of Fame resume with this Stanley Cup victory. 2 Vezinas, 396 wins, but most importantly, 16 in this playoff run.
Describe your emotions right now.
I can't. I don't know what. Oh, hang on for a second. We got a visitor. Here you go.
Leaves it for Reinhart. Waiting. Yelling goal save. Rebound. Scores! This one will count. And we're tied at 2.
And a little give and go, and then the shot. And then Ekblad, he takes off down the middle of the ice. And he's all by himself. The Tampa defense did not see it. Watch, Ekblad stays in. There's the shot, goes off of Vasilevsky. A huge rebound, and Ekblad was all by himself just to lift it over the glove hand for the game-tying goal.
And we're even with 3:45 to go. And the crowd is buzzing now. Panthers in the offensive zone. Jones shoots the front and scores! They score! Marchand was in front.
But look at Jones, he just lifts it towards the goal. Traffic in front. Loisterainen was there in a battle. Here's the bouncing puck, goes off of the Lightning player. And I think Jones is going to get credit with this goal.
2 goals in 11 seconds. Exactly what Tampa did in the second period to erase a 1-goal deficit. Tampa's bench is stunned, and nearly 20,000 are going nuts. A stirring contest.